Good afternoon. You're watching the English newscast here on Future Television. I'm Linda Tamim, and these are today's headlines. Syrian government forces repel a renewed rebel assault in Aleppo, forcing opposition forces to retreat from positions they seized a day earlier. Civil defense volunteers carry on with demonstrations in southern Lebanon to pressure the government to implement decrees making them full-time employees. And in Nigeria, an army says a journalist and two others are wanted for questioning after Boko Haram released a new video purporting to show kidnapped schoolgirls. Syrian government forces have repelled a renewed rebel assault. Southwest of the city of Aleppo, forcing opposition forces to retreat from positions they seized a day earlier. The Syrian government and activists said the development followed intense battles between the two sides. The attempt to seize new ground around the northern city was spearheaded by a coalition of rebels and militant groups, including Syria's rebranded Al-Qaeda branch, which now goes under the name of Fatah al-Sham. The rebel assault, which began on Sunday, targeted key army positions at a cement factory southwest of Aleppo. Opposition activists and militant websites, however, reported that the rebels and militants retreated from all positions they seized near a cement factory following a massive government counter-attack. And still in Syria, at least 25 people have been killed and 25 more injured, some critically, after a suicide bomber detonated his explosive vest on a bus in Syria's Idlib province adjoining Turkey. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights said the bus was carrying opposition fighters when the blast happened near the Atme border crossing. Turkey sent several ambulances to the scene of the attack. 8 injured rebels who were in critical condition were taken to hospitals in Turkey's Hatay province. The rest are reportedly being treated in Syrian hospitals. Now for some news in Lebanon, a roadside bomb has exploded near a military vehicle in the northeastern border town of Arsal, lightly wounding 5 soldiers. An army statement said the blast took place around noon in the agricultural area of Ras al-Sarj, shortly after a military vehicle had driven by. The army said 5 soldiers suffered minor wounds in the blast and investigations are underway. Civil defense volunteers have held a demonstration in southern Lebanon to pressure the government to implement decrees making them full-time employees. The demonstration took place in the Majayun Valley near the Israeli border, where workers erected a tent. The civil defense workers, who came from all across the country, said they decided to protest in the south so they don't disrupt public life by blocking roads and burning tires. Yusuf Mallah, speaking on behalf of the volunteers, said it was wrong for the government to delay their rights. In December, Cabinet passed a decree that would make the heads of civil defense centers full-time employees. The government was also supposed to pass 3 decrees that would make other volunteers full-time staff, but has since failed to pass the legislation. Fishermen have held a demonstration near the site of a landfill under construction just outside of Beirut to denounce its establishment. Local media said the protest was staged at the Daura Sea Rock, located near the Bush Hamoud landfill site. The fishermen said the establishment of the Bush Hamoud landfill was a conspiracy to displace local residents. The protest was a peaceful one, although they vowed not to back down until their demands were met. A lot of controversy has surrounded the construction of the government-mandated Bush Hamoud landfill, with Kataib Party supporters forcing workers at the site to halt their work on at least 3 occasions in recent weeks. In recent months, Kataib has expressed fears that the Bush Hamoud site would also impact the Lenore project, which seeks to develop green spaces, gardens and coffee shops for the public between the Beirut port and the Marina Dubai. Hezbollah MP Mohammed Raad says he hopes a new president will be elected before the end of the year. During a celebration commemorating the 10-year anniversary of the Lebanon-Israel war, the head of the party's parliamentary bloc reiterated Speaker Nabih Berri's recent comments regarding the election of a new head of state. Raad was recently in the spotlight after Future Movement bloc leader MP Fuad Sanyura nominated him for parliament speaker. Hezbollah chief Sayyid Hassan Nasrallah, however, criticized the remark over the weekend, saying Berri is the party's only speaker. Raad has not commented on the issue. Last year, Abdullah fled to Europe via Lebanon and Turkey, risking the treacherous sea, crossing to Greece and joining tens of thousands on the Western Balkans route. Music helped him survive the journey. More in this report.
When the war came, everything is changed in Syria. Everything completely is changed. Suddenly, everything is broken. I left Syria because you have no choice, you know. It's war. War means you will find some place to save yourself. When I'm in some concert and a lot of refugees there, that's mean for them like they're going to remember all the memory, you know, in the country, the music, the people, the culture. That's very, very good feeling. I'm more scared when I'm in the stage the first time when I'm going to sing Arabic songs with German people. They of course they didn't understand anything. I have a message now to bring my culture for German people. At the same time, can I take their culture? Can I understand everything about their culture? With the music, I feel I'm free. When I'm going to sing in the stage, I feel I'm fly far away. I feel like all the hope in this world, in this song now. So this is my feeling in this moment.
Coming up next, 5 people die and 20,000 are rescued in flood-devastated Louisiana. Stay with us. Welcome back. The Nigerian army says a journalist and 2 others are wanted for questioning after the armed group Boko Haram released a new video purporting to show the schoolgirls it kidnapped more than 2 years ago. The army says it wants to question the 3 because of their alleged link with Boko Haram. The parents of a girl abducted along with around 270 others in Chibok, Nigeria in 2014 voiced some relief after seeing their daughter alive in the video. Dozens of the girls managed to flee to safety, but more than 200 are still missing.
The girl that is talking in the video is my girl, is my daughter. Yes, she's the one that talking inside the video. And there's 2 girls that I recognize inside that video. They are from our place.
They are arresting Aisha Wakil? That's my question. That's the only question I'm asking. Thank you.
This video, I'm really happy because since the adopters of those girls, I didn't show my girl in those videos, past videos that has been passed. But when I saw her, I really am very happy. I can be able to sleep today.
The video again is a reiteration of the fact that the Chibok girls are somewhere. They are alive. The same way the video that was released about 3 months ago showed that they were still alive. When Amina came back, Amina said a lot of things that has been reiterated by this video. So for me, it is a confirmation that a lot of the Chibok girls are alive and that they are not dead as has been presumed in order for us to be able to sweep it under the carpet.
Taliban fighters have captured a key district in Afghanistan's northern province of Baghlan after days of fighting. Afghan officials say the fighters launched a coordinated attack on Dahan al-Ghuri on Friday that led to heavy fighting in the area until the Taliban took control of the district today. Elsewhere in the country, at least 2 people were wounded when a magnetic bomb attached to a vehicle exploded near the U.S. Embassy in the capital, Kabul. There was no immediate claim of responsibility for the attack. Moving on to the U.S., a preliminary investigation at New York's JFK International Airport has found no evidence of gunfire inside one of its terminals, despite earlier reports of shots being heard. The Port Authority of New York and New Jersey said no gun casings were found after a search of Terminal 8, where reports of shooting in the departures area on Sunday led to an evacuation. Hundreds of people were evacuated out of an abundance of caution, according to the Port Authority. And still in the U.S., President Barack Obama has issued a disaster declaration for the state of Louisiana, where at least 5 people have died and emergency crews have rescued more than 20,000 people stranded by unprecedented flooding. Obama's announcement came as Louisiana's Governor John Bel Edwards said residents had been pulled from swamped cars, flooded homes, and threatened hospitals across the southern part of the state. The already soaked region is expected to get more rain from a storm system stretching from the Gulf Coast to the Ohio Valley, while the brunt of the storm that brought torrential rains was moving west towards Texas. Louisiana residents are told to remain cautious. Scientists at a lab at Lancaster University are exploring how users can interact with shape-changing displays. One such dynamic representation of information is a 3D bar chart called Emerge. Emerge has luminous cuboid bars that are physical representations of data. They rise and fall to illustrate values on the X and Y axis of the chart. Check it out.
2D screens revolutionized how we digest information. Now researchers have taken it to the next level with this 3D bar chart. Emerge is a physical information display that brings data to life.
So the whole idea of this is to be able to take data from our screens that we look at bar charts and all kinds of data on our screens and bring it into the real world, into the physical world. And the reason we want to do that is it allows people to engage much better with data sets than when they're hidden behind a virtual screen.
The graph can be manipulated by touch. Users can scroll through information, highlight rows to compare them, or hide data.
So this allows people to engage with data sets much more than they can on a virtual or on a traditional 2D screen. So for example, this data set, people can collaboratively look at this, we can walk around it, and we can look at it from various different angles. So I can see different perspectives on the same data set. So I can observe different trends, make different comparisons, much more easily than I could on my TV screen or my computer screen.
The researchers say they're exploring the impact of interacting with 3D information and now plan to develop the prototype further, making it smaller and more portable.
This marks the end of our bulletin for today. Now for a reminder of our headlines. Syrian government forces repel a renewed rebel assault in Aleppo, forcing opposition forces to retreat from positions they seized a day earlier. Civil defense volunteers carry on with demonstrations in southern Lebanon to pressure the government to implement decrees making them full-time employees. And the Nigerian army says a journalist and 2 others are wanted for questioning after Boko Haram releases a new video purporting to show kidnapped schoolgirls. Those are your top stories for this Monday. I'm Linda Tamim and I thank you all for watching.